Where they at though?
Hello, everyone. This is Fun Smoking Fuzz. It's been a minute since you've seen my face, or at least to your knowledge. To me, it's been a sec. Anyways, how do we feel about the lashes? Are they too much? Too little? Should I try a different style of lash? Please leave me a comment and tell me if I should be wearing lashes at all, or if I should try another style of lash. Whatever. Let's jump straight into it. We are talking about Ivory and Donyae because I recently actually did do a reading on their whole relationship and their whole vibe. Insert clip here. Sit back for about 10 minutes and listen to this. Hello, everyone. This is Fonz Bug Up Fonz, and welcome to something new. Now That's TV Tarot. I want to read for reality TV in general, all of it, and that includes independent black media such as Now That's TV. And yes, they are independent black media. We're putting respect on everybody who comes through and sit at the table with me. Anyway, let's get into it. We're talking about Big Ivory and Donyae from Now That's TV. A la, jumping off the roots of Baddies of Las Vegas to South Central Baddies to, Zeus's Baddies. And so much more. Big Ivory finds love. Donyae has been around for a lot of this since the beginning too. Even back when she was dating Bree and whoever else. All of that going on. I decided, similar to how I did a relationship timeline for Travis Kelce, let's talk about Ivory and Donyae in that same way in a relationship timeline fashion. And of course, we'll answer some more questions at the end. But to start off, we're going to talk about how they kind of got together in the beginning, the duration of their relationship, what it's kind of like right now, especially day-to-day energies, and what is the long-term outlook for this relationship, especially at this time. Of course, things can change. Energies can change. You already know what it is. This is a forecast and the overall energies. So let's get started with it. I will read you all the cards and I'll tell you what it means. So starting off with the first pile, how did they get together vibes? The 10 of Wands, the King of Wands, the 10 of Cups, and the 4 of Swords. The duration of the relationship, current energies right now. 6 of Swords, Knight of Cups, and 6 of Cups. And where is this relationship likely to end up? The King of Swords, 2 of Wands, and the 10 of Swords. Overall bottom, 10 of Pentacles, the Moon, and the 6 of Cups. I can already feel it in my throat. This relationship seems to have communication issues where things get strained. Sometimes things get lost or they have a tendency to, whenever they understand each other, the misunderstandings can get very large or can be very large and or important. But whenever, things are fine, but things can get a little bit big and heated for them in those sorts of moments. But anyway, as how they got together, it could have been a situation where Ivory was going through a difficult time in her life, before they met. It feels like somebody could have been fresh off of a relationship before they got together. I'm not sure. Y'all gonna have to correct me on that information. But regardless of what it is, it seems like somebody decided to kind of just step up and had already been kind of pushing up on somebody else. So to me, of course, putting it together, it could have been Donyae, who decided to kind of be the more masculine in that moment, and push up on Ivory and say, "What's up? What are we doing?" type stuff. And could have kind of made Ivory feel good, kind of cradled her, made her feel protected. Good vibes, good life sort of situation at that period of time. So it seems like, it was only natural that they could have snapped and clicked together at that vertex, if you will, in Ivory's life. It seems more specifically her life being the one that comes through in that way. Of course, the energies could be reversed, that is. But the duration of the relationship and day-to-day energies, it seems like they actually are pretty calm with each other. Things are usually pretty chill. They are able to nurture each other, but also nurture their childish sides, or childhood sides. They're young. I mean, I'm young too, whatever, you know what I mean? Young vibes. They're able to kind of heal some of their inner stuff with each other, day to day especially. But it seems like sometimes things that are maybe more immature or childish can kind of crop up randomly and suddenly and can last longer or shorter. It just kind of seems to be all over the place. You never know maybe when things are going on with them. And sometimes you wouldn't even know things were going on with them because they can be so sudden. It can be a situation where, For example, let's not say Ivory, let's say Donyae can suddenly get angry about a joke that Ivory makes out of nowhere, even though Ivory has been able to tell that joke a number of times. But it was just this one time, maybe something about the way Ivory said it that would irritate Donyae, for example. And instead of just being like, "Hey, bro, can you stop that?" or "I'm so sick of when you tell that joke," she might just decide to pop her. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I'm gonna have to turn the volume down on that. But you get what I'm saying? Just a good pop, and then things will start from there. But it seems like for the most part, day to day, things are good. Things are peaceful. When things are good, they're good. When they're bad, it's random, and you don't know how long it can last, if you will. Looking at their long-term output, I can tell you this vibe is just a little bit exhausting for things just to kind of keep doing the back and forth, the up and down and the runaround. But anyway, long-term outlook, it seems like I wouldn't be surprised if they were to decide to kind of, or would remain at the stage of the relationship they are in for a while. I don't know if there's maybe a step backwards. A step backwards, if at all, totally for them would be totally breaking up. But a step forward could maybe constitute engagement, or I don't know. I'm looking at marriage. I'm not sure what these prospects are looking like for them at this time. It seems like somebody has to be willing to step up and say, "Yeah, I want to take this next step with you." But it seems like they're kind of looking at each other and kind of playing the tango. Like, I'm on what you on. I'm trying to see what you trying to do. I'm moving the way you moving, just in case. There is part of me that does feel like Ivory could be the one who wants Donyae to make that move, especially because there's a possibility and feeling that I'm getting here that Ivory could be the one who has made a lot of these moves for them. So for her to feel like, okay, it's real, you should be the one to make this move. That's not to say that she wouldn't do so, though. I could even see, in my personal opinion, I could see Ivory wanting to do so in being the one to propose. But I feel like there's part of her that would want Donyae maybe to take that step for her. Looking at these overalls, I wouldn't even be surprised if there was children that could be involved. I do know Ivory has a daughter, but for them maybe to do something like a reciprocal IVF to bring another child in, I wouldn't be surprised. It seems like things are as settled between them as they can be in terms of kind of being locked in. You know what I'm saying? There is this vibe here that it's a little bit ambiguous. I feel like, yeah, High Priestess here. There's some of this that has to kind of do with Donyae and her behavior and how she can get to a certain point and just kind of kick back, if you will. She can kind of kick back because it is just what it is. She's not necessarily looking a million years forward, nor is she kind of living in the past. She's kind of just living day to day as the day comes, as the month comes, as the week comes, if you will. So I wonder how Ivory feels about that, if you will. But just to get some more questions in before we get up out of here, let's see how they feel about each other. Starting off, how does Ivory feel about Donyae? The 3 of Wands reverse the Page of Cups, Queen of Cups, and the 2 of Wands in the overalls. So from what it looks like to me, the trust between Ivory and Donyae has been broken. Or rather, Ivory is having difficulties with the way she trusts Donyae. Something about this just feels like she does still love her, right? But it's just some of the things that she's been feeling and keeping to herself finally that makes me wonder how much has Ivory been toying with the breaking point. Their friendship and maybe seeing what looks like Ivory's ideal future has changed because of her relationship with Donyae. She probably still low-key has an idea of what she wants and what she wanted to see for herself. But I think she is approaching a crux that she's going to have to decide if Donyae can fit in her ideal image or not. And I feel like the answer is that Donyae cannot maybe fit in that image, but you can paint or create a new one, if you will, for what you want. She's very emotional, very tender over her. She loves her. She's emotional over her. But there's part of her that is now teetering on the edge of what's going on. So she has suspicions, and might find herself constantly suspicious, or she almost has a sixth sense for knowing when something is going on. And it could have been her, I don't know if I would say totally strict nature, but it could be her sixth sense that be telling her, how to handle things when it comes to that. And it's probably kept things together pretty well for a while now, She sees and she wants the world with Donyae, but I think she's been struggling with that recently. Just looking at this, she provides a lot. She encourages Donyae and wants Donyae to do more, but is she able to do so? Is she doing more? Is she capable of that for the things that she wants to see with them? But it's no doubt here that there is love. Straight up. I have no idea why I pulled so many more cards for Donyae, but let's just talk about it. How does Donyae feel about Ivori, the Ten of Cups, Page of Cups, the Devil, the Emperor, King of Pentacles, the Page of Pentacles, the Two of Cups, and the Nine of Swords, and the overalls? It just straight up looks like there is nothing but love on the side. I love her. She's my girlfriend, sort of vibe. You know what I mean? Emotional behind her, tender behind her, but they tend to have so many power struggles, if you will. Let's do it this way. No, I don't want to do it this way. I'm going to do it this way. I'm going my way. I don't give a fuck what you got to say. Ivori also is a provider, and she feels grounded and safe with her, and knowing that things are stable, things are fine, things are together. She loves her, but I'm seeing this Nine of Swords, which is like anxious. It's like, I want to be with you forever, but something about that forever seems like it doesn't necessarily have to progress to traditional marriage. Not everybody has to be traditionally married or married under law to feel like they go together, but it seems like there's part of her that has a fear about fucking it up or it just kind of falling apart. I'm seeing this Two of Cups here. It's just kind of like, what if I fuck it up? But there's something here that just kind of tells me it's like the behavior, tends to be fucking it up, but somehow it kind of continues to keep going, their relationship, that is. Looking at this Nine of Cups, it just seems like, she also sees that Ivori is a little bit childish in some ways, in her opinion, and she would like for her to grow up. She has courage, she has hope in that situation. But I'm seeing here the Death and the Three of Wands reverse. It just gives like something fundamentally in their relationship has kind of broken, and it's making things weird for them right now. Like how I said on Ivori's thoughts and feelings, she could be feeling like the trust is broken. For Donyae, at this point, it just doesn't feel like she's my friend anymore. You know what I mean? Like Donyae is like, I don't feel that same way towards her the way it was when we began. Like, I don't know if they be kicking it and chilling the way they used to. Like, I don't know. Something about the way they interact in daily life has changed. And I wonder if that is going to be part of what could create some difficulties for them. It doesn't necessarily have to create a downfall. Looking at that, yeah, I don't know. It just seems like there's decisions that are getting ready to come through. And this could determine whether they continue forward or not. So, I guess let's pull for one more question before I get out of here. Okay, so our final question before we go is, what happened between Ivori and Donyae to drive a wedge through their friendship or their trust? What happened between them? If there was anything in particular, that is. The Three of Cups, the Knight of Swords, the Fool, and the Three of Cups again. So it seems like, yeah, their friendship, it seems like somebody is growing and somebody isn't growing, if you will. Somebody has been working hard to create the vision that she has always wanted for herself. And it seems like, they have been able to survive thus far, as friends and also in a relationship, that is. They have been able to survive thus far by, just kind of continuing to pull each other up into the situations that they're in. pulling me along. Come on with me. I'm bringing you with me wherever you go. Wherever I go, you go type stuff. But it seems like there could be something that is coming up that could mean, either you have to be prepared to take this leap with me or you gotta go because I'm not gonna be waiting for you. So, I don't know. I don't know. For example, like Ivory deciding whether you have a baby, whether you want another kid or not, like, I'm gonna have another kid, so if you don't want one, I guess we just gotta break up, or something like that. That's just for example. They could be having a situation like that could come up and test their relationship, and that could either totally drive them apart, or it could send them into another cycle of 7 years of, continuing to deal with each other. It just depends on how they choose to deal with it. But it seems like the situation, boiling back to it, that happened between them, Ivory is trying to be smart going forward with the way she has things happen for her, the way she does things, the way she takes her opportunities, the way she's learning, the way she's trying to progress and do different things and stack her money, save it, invest it. And maybe Donyae's priorities are just totally different. It just seems like what has driven them apart is time and circumstance as opposed to maybe something in particular. But I don't know. Please let me know if there's any other situations related to Now That's TV or even Zeus if you would like me to read for. I am more than happy to do so. I plan to do more of these, so let me know. Run over to my Tumblr, leave me an ask or two. Leave me some comments down here if you'd like, and like the video if you would like to do so, because that really helps me out. But I don't have nothing else to say. Thank you so much for listening. Have a wonderful day, night, or whatever time you listen to this or watch this. If you can't get down with it, get down. Don't get down with Fuzz and you. Okay, now that you're back, the energy from what I remember especially is it's not bad, and they might not leave each other alone, but they recently, and since recording that video, which was not that many days ago, they actually have been into it on Instagram. For those of you that know, those of you that really keep up with the blogs and Now That's TV, you already know they've been into it since the Sway Way podcast, when Ivori said that she would want to go on Deja Vu single, or she would rather, more specifically, she would do what she had to do to, give the people what they want, give the viewers what they want, etc. in that situation. And Donyae got mad. They ended up fighting, getting into it in the street. Ivori left Donyae on the side of the road. No shoes, just her phone. That was in Atlanta. I think Donyae might still be in Atlanta. Was hanging out with Man, Pootie, and all of them. And Barbie. Just the whole situation that they got going on is kind of weird, It sounds like they didn't really break up. I even saw a TikTok of Donyae that came up that was old, that was like, go stream my girlfriend music. Somebody had posted recently, and was like, you still want me to stream it? And she was like, hell yeah, on all platforms. So, the question is, are they together? Are they just into it? What's up? You know what I mean? So let's do some update questions on this situation. And is this situation enough to finally break them apart? Because from what I remember from my reading, and what you probably just heard, is that they are not going to be able to leave each other alone. So let's get into it, because some people are feeling like Donyae is totally done with Ivori, but it doesn't give that she's done. And Ivori just wants her woman back home. She low-key wants to be fixing her relationship at this time of recording. She is currently filming Deja Vu, and she's saying she's not having a good time. I'm sure there's some ups and downs. I don't know. Let's see. Starting off simply, is this situation going to be enough to break them apart fully? Like, are they fully going to break up because of this situation? Oh, immediate flipper. 3 of Wands. Reversed. No, likely not. And the overall bottom, 3 of Cups. 2 of Cups. It genuinely seems like there is still attraction, there's still love there, as I said. So I don't know if this is going to be what drives them apart. What is the likelihood of them ending this year together? Will they be together by the end of 2026? Oh, we got a bunch coming out, but oh shit. It's like this card didn't want me to catch it. I don't take doubles. Will they be together by the end of this year? Queen of Wands, likely yes. So it seems like what they're going through, despite it being very public, they're gonna be just fine. I guess let's just do a quick status update on this, and then if there's any other pressing questions, y'all can leave them in the comments, or if I can think of any right now, of course I'll ask them. So what's going on with them right now? What is the status of their relationship right now, just energy wise? We're gonna start off with one and clarify. So the current status and vibe between them at this time: the Seven of Pentacles, Knight of Cups, Three of Cups, and the Tower. Y'all can kind of see those like this. Sorry. I'm going to fix this lighting situation. But from what it looks like to me, I'm not even going to hold you. Of course, they're kind of in a state of chaos and disaster. But it almost just feels like they have a sense of like duty and a loyalty, or at least sticking together, that doesn't seem like it's going to be shaken. It seems like there's somebody who almost just feels like, can I get anything better than this? Would I want anything better than this? You know what I mean? So they're kind of both, they're going to choose to stick together. It's almost like a, this is all that I know sort of situation. Like their pasts and maybe dating other people are reflected in this sticking together, and usually sticking somewhere for quite a while. So it seems like, especially because of the family in a way that they've started to form with each other, they're not going to just wrap that up that easily. This one kind of seems like a difficult one. I'm not gonna lie to you. But they're both kind of just doing their thing together but separately, I guess. So I guess it makes sense, like, oh, she out there doing this, so I'm gonna be out there doing that. But there was this genuine fear, likely on Ivory's end, but also on Donyae's end, but it seems more so on Ivory's end. This genuine fear of what if this is it? What if this is the end between us? But in the end, things kind of pulled together. So it seems like their issues kind of end up interlocking and have pulled and held them together in a way that you know, they would probably be okay to remain like this and keep going just as they are. So that means blowing up, casualties, and then they come back together no matter what the force. I really don't know if there's anything that could really blow them apart besides one of them actively deciding to wrap it up. So I don't know. I guess it would probably be best to hear from the horse's mouth, right? Like, what would it take for you to leave this person? And even then, the answer very well could be nothing. I don't know. What do you guys think of Ivori and Donyae relationship? Does this seem like this could be something that could last? Even though we know for sure it's not really sustainable for them to keep going through what they're going through. Let me know if you like them. Let me know if you hate them. I am more than happy to do more Now That's TV readings, and that's what I'm planning to do. So let me know what you think. Thank you so much for watching. If you can't get down with the get down, don't get down with us. And yeah.